We're going for Dungeon World again, except this time it's entirely Dungeon Enemy. So, start off with 4 of these skeletons, size 0, 313. Followed by 4 Doge, which is size 0, 121, or 122. Even more dogs, size 1, 5Ks, vanillas. Then we've got these slimes, which are pay 1 gauge, search your deck for a staff. The staff is a weapon, we'll show you that at the end. These guys, which are no gauge, lifelink 2, and they've got 8,000 attack, 9,000 defense, and 2 crit, which is ridiculous for a size 2 monster, especially with no call cost, it's just lifelink 2. We've got 4 of this little guy, which is entirely free summon, 625. And then we've got a singular Gagnar, which is pay 2 gauge, put all of your gauge back into your deck, shuffle it up, and then put out 3 more gauge. So this guy is really good to do on turn 1 when you pay 2 gauge, summon him, and then just immediately get like 3 gauge back. So you actually gain 1 gauge and you've got this huge guy in the field. And he's also got lifelink 2, but this guy is also a dungeon lord or demon lord, and demon lord is important for one of our set spells later. And this is the main Q factor of our deck, which is called the Meteor Dragon, or as he's commonly known, the Big Sneezing Dragon. So this guy, pay 2 gauge, put the top 2 cards of your deck into its soul, and he has Soul Guard, Penetrate, lifelink 3, but he also has as a counter that you can discard 2 dungeon enemy from your hand to destroy a monster on the opponent's side of the field. Now you can activate this on your opponent's turn as well. You can activate this when your opponent is attacking you, when your opponent is link attacking, whenever your opponent is doing anything. No, you can even do it on your turn as well. You just discard 2, and since your entire deck is all dungeon enemy, it's easy enough to discard 2 for this guy's effect. So this guy is really your most important thing in the deck. Okay, we're back to this little spell again. Destroy opponent's monsters. This, your defense, pay 1 gauge, negate the opponent's attack. 4 dangerous fuse again. Last video I said it was if you get it right, it goes to the gauge. It's not. If they get it right, it goes to your hand. If they get it wrong, it goes to the gauge. That's how it works. We're also playing a singular one of this little card, which is if you're on 5 or less life, discard your hand and then draw 3 cards. This is really only good late game. It's just necessary for you to rebuild a hand if you're on no hand, etc. We've got 4 of this, which is the most important part of the deck. This is a set spell, and so it can only be activated when you have a demon lord on the field. And each turn, at the beginning of your phase, you summon a size 1 or less demon enemy or dungeon enemy from your graveyard by paying its call cost. So that means this. That means you can summon this, or even this if you're forced to. But the idea is you get back these size 0s constantly, and you keep them next to the Meteor Break Dragon. So you've got him in the field, and you're constantly summoning skeletons and dogs next to him. He's clearing the field, you're attacking with these, you're attacking with these. This guy is using his Penetrate, you're doing lots of damage every single turn. And finally we have this weapon. I'll put it up here. It's got 3,000 attack, 2 crit, but you're probably never going to play that. It's pay 1 gauge to activate it, and this card is a Demon Lord. So this makes you a Demon Lord, which means that you can now play this card, that you don't require anything else. All dungeon enemies on your field get +1,000 and +1 defense. So that means that this suddenly becomes a 5,000 defense and 11,000 attack. This becomes 10,000 defense. This is a 6/2. Yeah. This becomes a 4/1/4. Suddenly all of your guys become much more huge, and the deck becomes a viable threat. That's how dungeon enemies work.